Hey everyone, so this time I wanted to do another InfoWeek type video, and it might be lengthy, so I don't want to waste any time and just hop right into it. So today's vid is going to be about, or tips on how to dodge roars and tremor without the need of evasion skills or adept style. First off, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've guys seen it in different hunts or speedruns, and it's basically just timing your dodge to the very tight frame of when the monster is roaring and causing the tremor, more so for the roar, because the tremor is much easier. And just being able to dodge it pretty cleanly without the need of evasion plus 1 or 2, or adept or anything like that. And you might be thinking, well, what's the point of this? Just gem in earplugs, high grade earplugs, tremor, or play adept? Well, if you're running a style, that doesn't have that, striker guild, and you're running a set that can't fit any evasion skills on it, with the help of some practice and muscle memory, you'll be able to pretty regularly dodge most, if not all, monster roars and the tremor of any monsters that may be causing tremor. So yeah, as you can see here, no evasion skills, and you might be thinking, well, okay, anybody could have just told me to get good and just learn how to dodge. Well, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some kind of pointers and visual cues you can use that'll help you dodge both the roars and the tremors in this video. First off, let's talk about evasion. So, as some of you may know, a regular roll lasts 36 frames, and for the first 6 frames, we are invincible. We have a state invincibility for the first 6 frames only. Evasion plus 1 increases that to 8. Evasion plus 2 increases that to 12. And Evasion plus 3 isn't in this game, but in 4U, it would increase it to 18 frames of invincibility, which was a little bit of overkill. Evasion plus 2 really is fine if you really feel that you're in much danger, but we can safely assume that most roars and all tremor effects happen in 6 frames or less, because without any evasion skills we can dodge all tremor and most of the roars in the game. Second, let's talk roars. The first thing that's important to note is that regardless of the potency of the roar, the frame or frame length does not vary, with the exception of a few that I'll mention later. So even if it's a more powerful roar that requires high-grade earplugs such as Tigrex, or a weaker roar that requires only regular earplugs like Glavenus or Zinogre, the frames are the same. You'll be able to dodge both as long as you time it right. Alright, so we're finally going to get to actually dodging the roars. Sorry, I just figured I should cover some things that some of the newer players may not have known about, such as frames and stuff like that. So, I'm going to be showing some slow motion roars in the background, down to a speed that we otherwise wouldn't be able to see, so we can kind of get a feel of when you want to be dodging. Basically, the overall scheme of dodging roars is that you want to dodge late. Remember that we only have 6 frames covering us for invincibility, and you want to think of the roars as kind of like a ranged projectile coming from the monster's mouth, but even at its point of impact, it continues to happen. So if you've ever walked into a roar a little late, and then you get stunned because the roar is still happening, kind of like that. So you want to dodge late into the actual roar so that you dodge the initial impact of the roar, of the sound, but then you're covered while the roar is still happening. So again, monsters will have different kind of visual cues when they're roaring. Some lift their chin, some lower their chin, inflate their stomach, and you watch their mouths, and you want to dodge as soon as they do that final forward thrust in their head or something like that, So like I said, it's kind of like a ranged projectile, but it has no travel distance. So whether you're close or far, as soon as the roar begins, the frames start happening, and that's when you want to dodge. Please feel free to replay those clips. If you have your DS out and you're trying to, replicate the timing in practice, and you kind of just want to look at when you should be dodging. For sure, just keep playing those clips, and hopefully that helps. I don't want this video to go on too long, so let's quickly move on to the next topic, which is Tremors, which is arguably much easier. So for Tremors, the timing, dodging late is an understatement here. Basically, you want to dodge clean after the attack has happened, just completely after the attack has happened, basically right after the foot or arm of the monster has hit the ground and is causing the tremor attack. Think of it like a little mini earthquake that's being caused by the monster, and it's gonna have like the gravel and dust raising effect, and basically that's what you want to dodge. Similarly, how the roar has a particle effect of like an air or sound dome around the monster, this is going to create sort of like a ground little mini earthquake circle, and that's what you want to dodge. But this effect happens completely after the attack has happened. So basically just watch the animation, and after the full attack has happened, that's what you want to dodge. Just keep in mind that if you're too close to the monster that's doing an attack that does damage and tremor, you might take damage from the actual attack. And lastly, I just want to backtrack here before we close out and mention that a Cantor and Conlos have pretty lengthy roars, especially when they're enraging. So rolling without evasion skills with them might not cover you for the whole roar. Sorry. And even using absolute readiness and absolute evade too early while they're roaring could actually get you hit, because you'll come up and the roar is still happening because the roars are so long. So you want to just carefully time your Hunter Arts with them as well, and be careful. And guys, that's pretty much it. I just really want to quickly say that it's still fine to take Earplugs and Tremor against certain monsters. Earplugs especially with Hammer and Greatsword, because while a monster is roaring and sticking his head out, that leaves a window for damage. Tremor is still very commonly taken against Devil Joe because his Stomp leaves a big window to do damage on him. It's perfectly fine. This is more so if you're running like a full damage, crit set, where you can't fit any more skills. You're running Striker or Guild, and it's just so that you can keep on the offensive, stay aggressive, roll through the roars, keep the pressure on the monster, and something that you can add to the arsenal of things you already know. And hopefully this helps you improve some hunts against some monsters that cause tremor or roar, and just improve your quality of hunting overall. But alright guys, that's it. Don't want to keep you here any longer. If you liked this video, if it helped you at all, please feel free to toss me a like. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you like videos like these, let me know. Both my informational videos and my speedruns have been received quite well. So by all means, I'll keep doing both. I'm having a lot of fun with both of them. So alright guys, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!
支えてくれる人たちに日頃の思いを込めたラプソディアプリシエーションな気持ちを届けいつもありがとう本当はありがとうたとえどこに立って君の存在に感謝してるよ黄昏の街が赤く染まる頃何